Hi guys, and welcome back to Her Crowning Glory. I looked at that camera like he said.
Oh.
Welcome to Her Crowning Glory. Today we're going to be recording a video, a Q&A on relationships. I asked people on Instagram to ask us questions, any questions at all, and we'll try and answer as honestly as we possibly can. You guys already know Peace, the love of my life. We're going to answer these questions. We are just in this outfit, not because we dress like this normally, but we have our pre-wedding photo shoot.
What do you mean? We dress like this every day?
Okay, I suppose I'm royalty, so this is normal, okay? Normal. We walk around like this because we got Naira, we've got Ghana cedis, got dollars. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you ready? Okay, so the first question here is going on holiday together, cool before marriage. So is going on holiday together cool before marriage? We actually have experience.
You have experience. The bottom line is nah, man.
No.
Don't bother.
No. The first time when we went on holiday together was to France, and I actually have a vlog on that. And Peace literally after that was just like, no, I'm not doing this again. My guy literally had to go on walks. You remember, like at one point, you left me.
I did.
You had to go on walks. I was like, why is this guy going?
I went on holiday.
You had to go on walks without me. Right. If you know, you know. And then we thought, okay, it would be better if we went on holiday with family. And no matter where it is, if it's romantic, that vibe just stays, whether you're in front of family or not.
Yeah, for sure, because you're always gonna have that
sexual attraction.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not attracted to the person you're about to marry, then boy, keep yourself consecrated. You just
don't put yourself in that situation, basically, before marriage.
It's never that deep.
It's never that deep.
It's that deep for you though.
Huh? I wanted to go on holidays regardless, but after a while I thought, you know what, if my partner is sinful and they don't have the willpower to let go of all this sexiness right here, I have to also be in the same position as they are. She's gonna edit that out. No, I'm not. I'm joking. No, but it's best to not put each other in situations where any one of us are falling into sin. The next question is how to settle an argument. It's quite funny because literally before this we just argued. But you won't know because these days especially, as the relationship has matured, you can correct me, we don't stay angry with each other as much as we used to. Because I remember in the beginning of the relationship when we did argue. I never stayed angry. You didn't stay, but yeah, you didn't. But I used to. Because I used to feel like it was a personal attack on me, and I'm just like, okay, you're trying to tell me that I don't know anything, that I'm just dumb. Like that's what you're basically saying to me. I say you don't love me, I'm dumb, I'm stupid. So that's why you're disagreeing with me. But obviously, as I've matured now, I can see that okay, it's just because we have differences doesn't necessarily mean that we don't like each other or you don't love me or I'm dumb. It actually means he's dumb, if you get where I'm coming from. It just means... I think the way we do settle arguments is talking it out.
Yeah, it's just basically talking out. I think a moment or two to breathe and then come back to it. But never leave it too long because because
when you leave it too long, you start overthinking and think. Well, personally, I start overthinking and think about but why did he say that? Why did he say it like that? And quite a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, I get it wrong. 9 times out of 10, you're doing some stuff very innocently, but in my head, because I've watched so many movies, I'm just like, nah, he did that on purpose. Rhoda, he's trying to rile you up. Show him. If he wants to show you, show him. But 9 times out of 10, my guy doesn't want any wahala.
I think the important thing is be easy to forgive. Be easy
to forgive. Don't take pride in saying sorry. Anyone, even if you're the one that's right, it's okay for you to still say sorry.
Absolutely. It doesn't mean saying sorry without meaning it.
Yeah, don't say sorry just for the sake of sorry, but actually be like, oh, I'm sorry that the situation turned like this. Let's speak about how it went like that and what we can do differently. Kind of thing, but also leaving space to understand that everybody is different, individuals are different. Next question here is, when did you guys start talking about getting married?
From the get-go, I think, from early. Wasn't it when I asked you to my girlfriend, I told you, listen, I would marry you right now, I just ain't got the peace, do you know what I mean? All of this boyfriend-girlfriend thing, that's long, man. Let's just start courting.
I was so happy.
But she was looking at me like, huh? Is this guy
crazy? You crazy. I was so happy that he didn't propose.
I was like, yo, I'm trying to
get
married.
I would have said no. I'd have fully legit said no. I didn't know you that well.
You wouldn't know what you'd be missing.
Well, thank God then, because I would have been missing a lot. He's amazing. But so
if I, legit, and I legit, I knew exactly what I was doing when I asked you to be my girlfriend. I knew exactly where I was going with it. So I was like, listen, I would just say let's get married now. I'm just not ready as
financially or
financially,
yeah.
Like otherwise, let's get it on.
Yeah, thank God you didn't.
What? You don't want it. You don't want it.
Beautiful couple. What do you like / love about your partner?
What do you like or love about your partner? Who's going first?
You can go first.
Me. Ladies first, man.
Okay, I'll go first. I don't mind. I felt like I was answering all the questions first in it, but that's okay. What I love about my partner is the fact that he loves me. I've said this to you before, that I've never had to question his love for me. In the beginning of the relationship, I was insecure, but not insecure in the sense of I thought he was cheating on me or like looking at other girls, but insecure in the sense that I just felt like, why would somebody love me? And I felt like sometimes I needed to hear it more than it showing. And that might stem from the fact that my dad was never in my life and things like that. And so you were like the next male figure that's ever been in my life. Well, apart, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because we're not even one of them couples that we have to be like, oh, love you. Like, we don't do, and I feel like we're okay.
Yeah, I mean, we say it, but...
We say it, but it's not like every day.
Yeah, and it's not even oh, love you, babe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that.
I just want to stare in your eyes.
Like, we're not that type of couple, but I feel so secure. Like, nobody can come to me and be like...
I'll take you to the moon and back. Just so lovely.
Okay, you've actually said that to me before.
Have I?
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. But I think if anybody ever came to me and be like, oh, Rhoda, please I love you, I'll be like, you're Dizzy fam. Or Tin Smoky Bo.
They never sent me.
Or Tin Smoky Bo. But all in all, like, I think that's what I love about you, the fact that you never let me question my love for you. And that's why sometimes when there is a misunderstanding, because I understand that you do love me, I'm just like, oh, 9 times out of 10, Pete didn't do this intentionally. Like, I need to see where that thought process came from. And then when I do ask you the question, it's like you were actually trying to come from a good place. It's just that it just went lopsided. Yeah, I think that's what I love about you. I love the fact of how you love me and how you make me feel secure, and you're a funny dude as well. You make me kiki sometimes. I'm funny to you, but kiki.
Cool. So what I love about you, I think your whole presence, to be honest, just it's been different having you in my life, because I don't think I've actually been close to anyone other than you in my whole life experience. Because just growing up, it's like no one has ever dived in as deep into my life except you. Like, literally no one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's what I love, the fact that I can have you as a partner, because yeah, you just know everything about me, so no one else can fill that space.
Oh wow. I know a bit too much sometimes. There's some things that this guy has done, yeah? Embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Do you want to tell stories? Because I you as well.
I told you something this morning and it's good. You know what I told you this morning? You two have done it before.
Oh wait.
You two have done it before.
I wasn't even thinking of that.
Right. I was going to say what I told you this morning. You two have done it before. Okay? And yours was even worse.
Was it? Oh wait.
Yes. Wait, so I say, is this guy okay? How have your expectation, if they have, of marriage changed or evolved over time?
That's a good one. I came into this prepared, in a way, in the sense of like I'd spoken to mentors, so to speak. I had read books, prayed, fasted and stuff like that. I came into this feeling like, okay, cool, I'm learning about the whole marriage thing. Obviously we're not married yet, but in terms of like courting. So I came into this preparing myself, like actively seeking knowledge about how this process looks like, because it's of course not an easy journey. During the courting period, reading something is very much different to living it. And seeing that there's no book that has the specific outline for your spouse. I don't think there's any book that can specifically outline what Rhoda's like. Just going into the whole courtship has just taught me a lot more about her as a person and how I'm meant to adapt. What I've been able to learn from the books is just being ready for change and understanding there will be change and there will be need for adapting. So I've been grateful for learning that.
Yeah, I feel like you said it all, to be fair. I don't think I had any expectations of marriage initially, because even though we were thinking about it, I knew very much we were going to court for some time. So I think it was like trying to even deal with the expectation of being boyfriend and girlfriend, and understanding each other more. And I do feel like it was very much needed for us to go through that path of being boyfriend and girlfriend, because now I feel like I can appreciate you more when we are married. And even being married is probably going to be a whole different ball game, because now we're going to be living with each other.
Yeah.
Because the ball game that we were going through as boyfriend and girlfriend was trying to understand that we have different personalities. And even though we do have different personalities, and we will sometimes agree and disagree with stuff, doesn't take away from the love we have for each other. And I feel like if we went through all of that during a marriage, I probably would have been like, fam. Because I feel like in a marriage you feel not stuck, but it's just like the way we see marriage, no divorce. And I feel like if we went through some of the stuff we went through as boyfriend and girlfriend, I think I would have probably been in a deeper place where I was just like, oh fam, I'm stuck. But now, because we've gone through all of this stuff as boyfriend and girlfriend, where if we wanted to call quits, we could have called it quits, but we didn't. In a marriage, I know for a fact that if we were going through a rough patch, it's like we've been through rough patches before, we can get out of it. Do you know? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel you.
The next question here is love a feeling? How do you know if you love your partner?
I'll let you talk. One.
What, because you don't know how to answer it?
No, I have my answer. Because of where we've come from to where we are now.
Oh, right. Back then. I feel like love is a decision. It's a feeling as well, but I feel like love is a feeling and a decision. When we first got into a relationship, obviously you're over the moon with somebody you're in a relationship with. Well, for me, I was. This one was, anyway, that's another story. But sometimes you're over the moon with somebody who you're in a relationship with. So initially you're just like, oh my gosh, I love this person. But then that honeymoon period kind of sizzles out. And then eventually they start getting on your nerves sometimes. And then you're just like, do I love this person or is this person just annoying? And how do I get rid of this person? This is not what I was thinking about you, actually.
Answer, maybe. Answer.
But eventually as well, you do get to that point where you have to make a decision to love somebody, because on a daily you're choosing this person. Because let's not lie, there's like millions of other men, millions of other women, rightly so, who you can possibly have a great relationship with, depending on how you work on it. But this is my person, and this is the person I'm deciding to love. So that means that when we're going through our ups and downs, I'm still deciding to love this person. When this person annoys me, when this person irritates me, says something to me that's not nice, I'm still deciding to love this person. So I do feel like love is a decision. Love is a feeling, but also very much of a decision. So I choose to love this person every day. I wake up and I'm choosing to love you. And I think it also links in with us being Christians as well. As somebody who's trying to be Christ-like, even with people who are not your partner, just people who are your friends, you choose to love them. And I feel like sometimes we give more grace to people who are our friends than people who are our partners. Maybe because we're not going to live with them our whole lives. We're just like, oh, you know what, I'll just let that person slide. Compared with our partners, I feel sometimes we're very quick to snap, very quick to say horrible words to them. And these are the people that we're supposed to love dearest and be close to the most. So yeah, I feel like love is a feeling, but eventually it has to become a decision. And I can speak for myself. Up to now, I still get that warm feeling with peace, because that's how like I experience love. I feel like I still get that.
How I wish there was a different word to use, because people define the love being a feeling and the love being an action as the same. But I really wish there was another word to use for the love being a feeling, because there is that feeling which we all call love, but really in the proper definition of love, it is just an action and a decision, that choice of I'm going to love you, which again, that's a verb in action. I'm going to love you forever, and that's despite anything. When it's just left with being a feeling, it fades. It just fades. There are times when it's like, you're so annoying, get out of my life. And there are times where it's like, oh my God,
I love you.
If you don't understand that, you would lose it. You definitely lose the place where you want to be. And it's because people think love is just a feeling, and it's not. Yeah, I just wish there was another word for it.
Next question is, were you nervous about commitment?
No. I wasn't. I was very ready from the get-go, because like I said, I had prepared mentally, spiritually. I had prepared myself before even making a move, so I wasn't nervous about it. Within the relationship, there were times, especially after proposing, there were times I was like, oh my God, wait, what? But like,
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, it was, but yeah.
For me, I think I was nervous about the beginning and also after you proposed. And I think it was just one of them where, you know, I've not seen a lot of great marriages. And I think I told you about my nervousness. I'm scared that one day you're just going to wake up and just be like, who is this useless girl? Or one day I'll wake up like, my friend, get your big head away from me. Because I always think to myself, a lot of these people or a lot of these marriages, they must have started off liking each other, even not even loving each other, but at one point liking each other. So how is it going to the point where they don't even want to speak to each other anymore? Or, they're just basically cohabiting together. And I think that scared me, where I'm just like, I really don't want that to be us, especially because of how much love we have for each other. It would just be so detrimental for it to get to the point where we don't even want to speak to each other, or we don't want to be in the same space as each other. Like, what could have happened for somebody to get to that place? So I think that's what where me getting scared was, for the sense that I want to commit to you wholeheartedly, and I want you to commit to me wholeheartedly, but I just don't want us to ever get out of that commitment. I suppose you're just having faith and believing the God in you and the God in me will see us through.
Absolutely. I think my whole confidence is just based on my faith that God's got us, because we've started this relationship on foundation that is Christ, that I'm confident, and I believe the word of God, that anything formed on that foundation can never be broken.
The next question here is, how did you know he was the will of God? I'm guessing for both of us. So you, if I remember correctly, you kind of knew that God gave you like a name, my name, and then eventually, obviously, when you met me, they started praying about
I got the name, but I didn't know it was you.
Yeah, he got the name, but he didn't know it was me. Then obviously you were praying and everything, and you remembered. And then you were just like, oh.
I'd met you before.
Have you?
Yeah, I'd known of you before.
Oh, okay.
But I just didn't.
Okay.
There's more to the story.
Yeah, there's more. Yeah, there's more. We'll probably say the story in another video.
Even more important than those confirmations, I'll call them. Those confirmations are great in terms of knowing this is the will of God. I think seeing the fruits from us being together confirms it altogether that, this is the will of God. Because obviously it's very easy to get caught up in the fact that, someone had a prophecy, or
definitely.
I had a dream. Like, listen, man, let's not like. There's a lot of times that people have dreams about girls, or girls have dreams about guys. And like, because they're not, like, listen, like, that's cool and stuff. Maybe not, but like, know the word of God, love God. You're building something with someone, and you see that connection is strong. That person is also walking in alignment with the will of God, and you're seeing fruits from your connection. Then you're in the will of God, man. That's the bottom line. All those little extra things are just used to help us with our faith. But the bottom line is, are we both walking in that direction?
Yeah. And I don't know if you're under this belief, but I don't believe that there's like something like, okay, I do believe that there's the one that God has for you, that if you went with this person, that this person will be the most compatible with you. But I don't feel like that means that you're not compatible with other people, if that makes sense. Right. So, for example, I could go to Sheffield for my course, and that's the best for my course. But it doesn't mean that I couldn't go to Oxford at the same time. It might not have been great as Sheffield for me. So, for example, Sheffield could have given me bursaries and stuff, but Oxford wouldn't give me any bursary. But because I thought that, I don't think I was in any pressure to be like, there's a specific one I have to find. I just felt like there is that one place or person that God has for somebody, that, okay, if you were with this person that can lift you high, and you can lift that person aside, but you can still do well with any other people. How did you set healthy boundaries during your time courting, dating, and now that you're engaged? And then another person said, did you ever struggle with lost, impure thoughts in your relationships? Yeah?
Which one are we answering first?
We can answer both together. So did you ever struggle with lost, impure thoughts in your relationship? Yes, I did.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then how did you set healthy boundaries during your time courting, dating, and now? I think initially we had like rules, like, don't speak after 10 p.m. and I don't know, I had rules.
No, I think we mentioned it one time.
We mentioned it, but we never did it. Yeah.
There were some rules we never did, but there were others that we stuck to.
Yeah.
The real story is, you didn't want boundaries.
No, in the beginning I didn't understand
the need for boundaries. Yeah. You didn't even understand personal space.
But that's the thing, I didn't understand. In the beginning, I didn't understand the effect I can have on you. because I was very naive. I haven't really had boyfriends or sexual experiences like that. So if I'm coming to you and doing this and all of that and whatnot, like, I'm thinking you're feeling the same thing as me. Nothing. Like, we're just having fun in it. Like.
And for me at the time, whenever you say stuff like that, I'm like, that's impossible. How can you like move like that and think and be feeling nothing? Like, what?
I mean, we're okay to say this. Obviously, you've had sexual experiences. I hadn't. So basically, when I used to come to you and I put my leg over you and stuff like that, like when I do like this or whatever, in my head I'm thinking, oh yeah, you're not feeling anything. The thing is, I'm not even thinking, because that's not a thing for me to think. I'm just like, oh yeah, we're just sitting here. It's calm, kind of thing. In the beginning, basically, we didn't have boundaries. And then eventually...
I had boundaries.
You had boundaries.
Here's my side of the thing. In the beginning, we discussed boundaries, but I very quickly realised you weren't respecting them. So I had to bound myself in order to keep myself, which did cause a bit of a situation for us.
Because once again, my idea of what a relationship was supposed to be like was hugging, holding hands, this and that. And to be fair, we did get into a relationship quite young. So in my head, I had time for that. Now, as a 25-year-old, I'm just like, fam, we have work to do. We have to limit how many times I'm staring in my eyes. And so back then, my love language has changed over time, I believe. So my love language then was like, you know, I was a very touchy-feely person. Not even just with you, just friends and everybody else. A very touchy-feely person.
Touchy-feely.
Very touchy-feely. So it was kind of like, okay, well, you're not responding to that. In fact, you pushed me. Like, this guy physically used to push me away.
There were times I said physically just like, yo, stop.
I'm just like, okay, shit, am I smelling? Like, do I stink? Do I stink? Because
I didn't like her.
I thought you didn't like me. I was thinking, this guy, I must be smelling. My mouth is smelling.
But that was the issue. I liked you too much. Like, you just have to stand back, because otherwise.
But I didn't know this. I mean, eventually he explained it to me. I was thinking,
I had to explain it more than once though.
Yeah, because I thought you were just chatting crap. Because I was thinking, why would he say that when nothing happens? Eventually, we had to create some more boundaries. As the relationship moved up in years and stuff, I think it's been harder for me. Like, we're getting married soon, and sometimes in your head you're thinking, you're not the finished line. Why can't I kiss him? Or why can't I show my appreciation to him sometimes by kissing him? Because we're trying not to do the whole kissing thing or whatnot. Somebody said, how did you guys meet, and how has the panoramic affected your relationship? So pandemic.
Oh, pandemic.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a video after this talking about how we met and stuff. But in terms of how the pandemic affected our relationship, it made it better because we could speak to each other more on FaceTime and stuff.
Yeah, we spoke to each other more.
Yeah, during like working hours. I don't think it affected us negatively.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think so. What qualities were you looking for in your future partner when you were single? And what are you most looking forward to when you're married? I think we're looking forward to just being together, building a life together, having each other's back. But what qualities were you looking for in your future partner when you were single? Rich! I always wanted to spend money on me, spend my money on you. And then I got with him. He is broke.
What?
I'm joking. I think the qualities was somebody who was like me. But
I don't know what.
And then just somebody who's just like me.
Oh yeah, but I don't know why.
Because you think you're in love with, you feel like you will fall in love with somebody who's like you, but opposites attract, to be fair.
I don't even feel like we're opposite.
We're not opposite.
To expect someone to be
like you, yeah. But I feel like over time we've meshed into one. Like our personalities have started to complement each other. Like in the sense that our thought process can be quite similar. Like that other day, I think I had done something and then we both said audacious at the same time, even though we don't both say audacious usually. But like our thought process, and I think it's because we spend more time with each other, that our thought process are starting to become quite alike compared to the beginning, where because we didn't necessarily understand each other as much, we had two different sideway thought processes and it was very individualistic. English. But now because we are thinking with the mindset of the other person as well, maybe not on purpose, but because we're so what's that word? Oh, what if I said English?
aware.
Intact, aware, aware. Because we're both aware of each other, I think it makes things run smoother.
Qualities was I looking for before. To be honest with you, I did that whole thing. Where we had come from in uni, we had those events, singleness events, single events. and they taught us to write out specific things that we want and put it into prayer and stuff like that. My honest opinion, what's the point? You can have stuff that there's some basic stuff that's needed in a relationship.
Christian.
So you should look forward to those basic things. So that can be on your list if you want. But really, there's no need to write a list because they're just the basic things standard that you should have. Other things, God will mold both of you to love one another. When you love one another, it doesn't even matter what characteristic it is, because they will either change for you or you will adapt for them.
If you're both of the mindset that you're willing to change, it does make life smoother. Both of you be willing to say sorry. Both of you be willing to change. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. The way I see it, I don't mind looking after you because I know you look after me. But one person can't be carrying the whole relationship, and I think that's when it makes it hard. Like, I find it easy to say sorry, or I find it easy to change because I know he will do the same thing for me. And so because of that, it makes the relationship more harmonious. Is that a word, harmonious?
Harmonious, yeah.
Last question, probably. I know you guys have been dating for a while, and the Christian world is always screaming, like actually screaming, don't date for too long. Did you guys feel pressured at any stage? How did you deal with it? And why did you guys date as long as you did?
I'll go. So like I mentioned before, I was prepared to, let's just go into marriage, let's do this. So dating for so long was never the plan, but at the end of the day, you have to consider your environment, circumstances you're in. There's no one size fits all for anyone. So when we are told that, oh no, don't date for too long, ideally, because you don't want, for someone who is more likely to get tempted and lured into sin, like Paul said, just get married. But consider your situation. Am I in a position where I can go into marriage, or do I need to work on myself and be strong, so I'm not tempted to do the things that I shouldn't be doing, in order to wait and be able to go into the marriage at the appropriate time? Because there's the spiritual element of marriage, but there's also the physical element. Finances in order. Do you have a roof over your head? Are you able to take care of your wife and family to come? Are you able to deal with your in-laws appropriately? Like, there are different things to consider. That these are not spiritual elements. These are just a mindset thing. And if you're not ready, you're not ready.
Yeah.
It takes years to build relationships.
Yeah.
So obviously the pandemic had an effect on us.
Of course.
It made things longer, but you can't prepare for that. You live through that.
I was supposed to make a video about this later on, but I don't remember on top of my head about the whole get married so that you don't sin. I'm not the one. I'm never gonna get married. And I said this to you. I'm not gonna get married to you or rust our relationship just because I'm battling inwardly with my sexual desires. Because battling with your sexual desires and getting married does not cure you from the sexual desires you're feeling. Because if I'm gratifying myself straight away, when I get to that relationship, what about if I start lusting about somebody else? Because I've not learned how to deal with that. I would want to gratify myself with that other person then. Because once again, I think we've mentioned this before, just because I get married doesn't mean that my eyes become blind. You know, there's other people out there and I need to learn how to deal with that in the situation now, so that when I do get into a relationship or when I do get into marriage, I don't then start falling for anybody that I feel attracted to. Me personally, the reason why we've just been so long is just because it is what it is. I think it's just one of them where we wanted to get our financial stuff into, you know, we're very, very ambitious people, me and you, very ambitious people. So we're not going to just jump into something with the sake, oh yeah, we'll work yourself out. No, we plan, like, we have in our head exactly what we want for ourselves. We don't want to live in poverty. I don't look good in poverty, I'm not like...
Listen, I read this one scripture one time and it blew my mind. I was like, what? It must have said, a man who can't take care of his family is worse than an unbeliever. You mean I can believe in God, have faith and have salvation, but if I don't take care of my family, I'm still worse than an unbeliever?
The last question before we go is, any tips for singles? Any tips for the single brides and man-dems and female dems and donny dems?
Enjoy yourself, innit?
Honestly, enjoy yourself. I feel that life, society has just placed so much emphasis on relationships. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing to have somebody there. But before I was in a relationship, when I was single, I was very, very happy. Obviously, being in a relationship makes you happier, or makes you another type of happy, I suppose, because you have somebody who you're doing life with and going through life with, and two heads is always better than one. But because there's two heads, sometimes that head is not in the same direction with you, which makes life a little bit longer sometimes. But honestly, for me, enjoy your singleness, work on yourself the same way you want your partner to work on themselves. So qualities that you're looking for in a partner, whether it's stronger relationship with God or whether it's being loyal, reliable, all this different stuff, you also work on that so that when that other person sees you, you guys are going to be not even a perfect fit, but a fit that's willing to work with one another. Because relationships are not easy, they're not simple. They do take a lot of mentally saying, I'm going to work on this, I'm with this person as well. It takes a lot of forgiving, even though that other person does not even know they've offended you, kind of thing.
Let me rant a little bit. Y'all single ladies.
Oh!
Y'all single ladies trying to be like, Jesus is my boyfriend.
Jesus is your boyfriend. I was married to Jesus for a very long time. I had a ring. I was married to Jesus for a very long time.
No, but let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Don't encourage something that. Let's be honest here. This mindset, because that mindset, I understand where the concept came from in terms of just being patient and boys doing the most. I understand, but now it's gone overboard because certain females are just using Jesus as my boyfriend and not opening their eyes to proper situations, and that's coming their way. Proper opportunities coming my way. Jesus is not your boyfriend. Show me the scripture.
He's your husband.
You're taking away from my point.
Sorry.
You're taking away from my point.
Jesus is not your boyfriend.
Jesus is not your boyfriend, alright?
He's your Lord.
If man them come, assess the situation properly.
Yeah.
Don't be too hasty to be like, yo, I'm too fly. Like,
yeah, I'm not going to lie. When I first met Peace wasn't like this. And I wasn't like this either. Peace wasn't necessarily like, oh, he had everything going on kind of thing. But I saw that he had ambition. Some girls might not want to go out with a guy because he's a waiter.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you can see he has ambition that, okay, he's not staying there and he wants to move forward in life and he's ready to look. And I think that's the problem. Like, people want an already packaged person. Where it's just like, if they're not already packaged, it's fine to start with them from the beginning. Thank you guys for watching our video. We'll show you some pictures of this in our outfits. Jewelry from Tadayo, clothes from Tadayo, necklace and stuff from Native Art. Check it out and stuff. We hope you enjoy this. We hope you enjoy this. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.